That was uncomfortable.
Well, that's me.
Well, welcome to my my window just went away.
Oh.
All right, welcome to this video. We've been doing a lot of videos. Have you watched any of them?
No.
No, we didn't. Well, we have. We've been doing quite a few videos.
A lot.
And you can see all the replays that you want on our Facebook page at Coach Sean Smith. Click on videos, click on playlist, Foundations of Coaching Success 2021. And I hope you know by now we're doing a mastery class series. We only have one class left.
Oh, it's going to be good, though.
It is. The others no, but this one, finally we're going to try to deliver a good one.
Oh, we'll see.
Well, that's good. We shall see. So this mastery class coming up this Saturday, which is, what's the date? The
17th?
17th? This Saturday, the 17th, we are doing a bunch of coaching sessions.
Yes.
So if you want to see a lot of coaching demonstrations, different techniques, different styles, different issues, different people, it's really, really powerful. So go to coachseansmith.com/coaching success 2021 and register for that if you haven't already. And make sure you attend if you're already registered for the series. So today we're going to talk about finding conviction in comfort. Conviction, I think, is a word that a lot of people don't use enough. I think people don't understand the difference between conviction and motivation or confidence or some of the other words that are a little bit more commonly used. And conviction is a level of fuel that is so required, especially in this industry as a coach, when you're the product and you need to self-motivate and get over all these internal obstacles and so forth. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Michelle. You can take it away and talk about finding conviction and comfort.
It was interesting. I had Googled maybe about 10 minutes ago, like convicted and conviction. And the first thing that comes up is like somebody that's like found guilty, right? Like prison, a formal declaration that somebody
system.
Yeah. And I had to like scroll to find, I'm like, what isn't there an alternative definition? And so then I started thinking about that as it pertains to this conversation, right? It's to be found in this like formal way of being like guilty of this belief, of this opinion, of this knowing, this proven beyond a reasonable doubt that this is to be true from like our perspective, right? So from my perspective as the individual, or Sean's, or Sarah, you watching, or anybody else. And I think we sometimes believe that it's easier to be convicted if we're forced into it, right? If there's like an external circumstance that is putting the pressure on us in order to make us be convicted, right? So maybe we are in more of like a financial need, or there's, like there's a threat of some kind, which I know sounds a little bit intense, but it's like, I'm going to, lose my house if I don't get this. Then we can convince ourselves that that's the circumstances and the energy that's necessary to develop that conviction. And I think that might work for some people, but the majority of us are actually shut down by that kind of external pressure. And conviction to me is an internal conversation. So it's more of an internal fire, like an internal flame to be cultivated, than it is an external thing to be put upon us. And so it's really hard to find actually conviction inside of the discomfort, inside of the the stressful circumstances or pressurized situation. So I want to make sure that if you're watching this, that you know that if you're not in a place where you're super like desperate, where you've like got to make something happen, right? You've got to build your coaching business. You've got to get clients or else like your family's not going to eat. That's actually the best place to develop that internal conviction. And so one of the ways to do that is to shift from expecting the external circumstances to inspire you and motivate you, and tap into your internal resources, right? Tap into the why and the purpose that's underneath the actions or activities that you're wanting to be convicted about. We want to shift our energy from like the pressurized version of I have to do this to a more inspired like desire. Like I want to do this. And I think, Sean, a lot of us are actually chasing goals and standards of success that
I don't care about.
We don't care about at all. They're not even ours. They're somebody else's that we just put upon us, right? Like they're just, somebody gave it to us and we thought that it was something we had to do. And so one of the first ways I believe to really find conviction in comfort is to start to explore what is it that we want to do, right? If I didn't have to work or I didn't have to make this money, if it wasn't about any of that, what is it that I would do? What is it that I'm actually committed to? What's the reason that I want to do this? And I think there probably are a small percentage of people that are going to be driven by the external, the tangible metrics of success or certain number of clients or certain dollar amount. But the majority of us are just not. We're just not motivated. So what's the reason underneath it? You want to coach, you want to speak, you want to teach or train. Why? What is it about that really lights you up on the inside? I had our business coach asked us earlier today, if somebody asked us what we do, what is it that we would say? Right? And it wasn't just about the label of, oh, I'm a life coach or, oh, I'm a speaker. It's deeper than that. Like, what does that mean? What is it really that you're doing as a coach and that you're doing as a speaker? Because so many of us are trying to find our inspiration and our source like of motivation and our conviction inside of things that just don't have the power to inspire us, the skills, the knowledge, the money, the outcome, these tangible things. And those are, they're fleeting, like they're not even stable at all. And the one thing that I believe we can all count on as individuals is ourselves. Like we're the thing that actually is stable. We're the thing that's constant. We're the thing that's always going to be with us. And when I say stable, I just mean stable and present in our lives. Everywhere I go, I'm there. Right? Everywhere you go, Sean, you're there. And so if you can find your conviction inside of that, inside of the thing that is going to be with you, then it doesn't matter actually if circumstances change. It doesn't matter if times get tough. It doesn't matter if there's disruption that comes in, and disruption will come in. There's going to be a lot of stuff along the journey. There's going to be business stuff that's going to be hard. Not every aspect of building a business is easy, and there's going to be challenging times, and there's going to be technology that doesn't work, and there's going to be family stuff that's going to come up, and there's going to be unexpected things that you were not planning on that are going to take your attention, and there's going to be disruption. And inside of all of that, there has to be that thread, that driving force that's going to put you back on track, that's going to have you keep going, because it's not even just the business road that's messy. You guys, it's life. life is messy and complex and ever changing. And I think I call it finger paint messy, right? I mean messy in the most beautiful, kind of smeary, smudgy sort of way. I don't think of that as negative, and it's still messy and it's slippery, and we have to have something that's inside of us that we can hold on to, and we can anchor ourselves in this sort of internal compass, this guiding force that's going to bring us back to, why am I here? Why does this matter? This thing that I'm doing, this coaching, this speaking, why is it important? Why does it matter? What is it that you're actually doing? And when you can link into that, because it's not about being a life coach or a business coach. It's about what that does in you and what that does inside of other people. And if you're trying to stay motivated and convicted inside of the processes, inside of the success, inside of the tools, inside of the strategies or the funnels or the websites or any of that stuff, friends, you're going to be frustrated and disappointed. And there's going to be a lot of days that you're not going to want to do anything, because some days that stuff is hard. But when you wake up and you believe that your purpose is to inspire a life to change, or for me, it's about helping bring humans back home to their bodies, to who they really truly are. That's the thing, that's that internal desire and conviction that that I stay anchored to. And so even if I don't have to earn a dollar, or I don't have to because I have a job still, I can't not help another human see what's possible for them in their experience of life. And when you can tap into a purpose that is bigger for you than the obstacles that you are going to face, you have to face, you don't actually need the obstacles to change. A lot of us are spending a lot of time wrestling with those and trying to get those to a manageable level so that we can then experience conviction. If you can ask yourself those questions, why does this matter? Why is this important to me? What am I actually doing? What does it mean really to me to be a life coach? What am I doing with and inside of myself and other people? And then use that. That's like, that puts, that being tapped into that purpose puts you at like a level 10. And then even if you have obstacles that are at a level 9, your level 10 purpose can just walk right over those level 9 obstacles. And you don't need to spend any time wrestling with those. You just tap into something that's bigger, that inspires you to be bigger. And then that, I believe, is how we truly do become unstoppable and convicted inside of any comfortable or uncomfortable. I was going to say discomfortable, comfortable or uncomfortable situation. Yeah. So.
Yeah, really well said. And it is going to be challenging anytime that you're going to go into any journey that's going to create growth or require evolution, whether it's an evolution of your message or your capabilities or what have you. And that conviction really needs to be intrinsic for pretty much all of us. Yeah. Intrinsic being that you do it because you have to do it. You share your message because you have a message to share, and not because you require some sort of external reward. And not that there's anything wrong with wanting external rewards, especially if you want to build a business and get clients and make money. All that stuff is important, and it's noble, and it's awesome to have those targets. But it's not going to be the fuel that gets most people through the obstacles. I think that's the biggest piece.
Yeah.
And there's a curiosity deep down in there, in that level of conviction of just what is life going to be like if we try this, or what am I made of, or what can I experience? And that kind of curiosity combined with conviction is, I mean, it's a winning combination for sure.
Mm.
So speaking of curiosity, we're going to bring somebody on here to share her story with you. And she's one of the most curious humans that we personally know. And that's one of the reasons why Siddhartha is such a powerful coach. So she has been through our certification programs. Hello, Siddhartha. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm grateful for this. Thank you very much, really.
Yeah, I know you've heard that. You've heard us say some version of what I just said a few times over the months and what, over a year. Has it been over a year?
Yeah, it was. I
a year and a
joined
half, right?
in August. So yeah, it's for me, being with you guys is more than a year, because I started BCC in I think in November 2019, and then ECCP in August 2020. So that was the time that I had a chance to basically be in touch with you guys more and ask all those questions.
Yes. And we talk all the time how important it is to ask questions and to be curious. But your curiosity is just like constant and nonstop. And I mean that in the most
way.
Yeah, in the most admirable way, because it really truly is one of the reasons why you're such a good coach. So thanks for jumping on and sharing a little bit of your story about ECCP. So you've got the mic and you can share whatever you want.
Yeah, so I think I shared part of it just right now. I started ECCP in August 2020, and before that, my only experience with coaching was through BCC. I think I explained it also before a few times that I got to know you through a YouTube video. I was just searching to know more about life coaching because I was hearing it more and more now. Also, I had friends who were coaches. So I was doing other things in life, which I thought life coaching can be also in line with that. And I was in a stage that I was thinking of changing my career. So I thought I want to know more about it and see if this is a good choice for me. And I just searched, and it was very interesting that I found you at that time, because at that time, I think the amount of the videos that you had was not as many as it is today. And still you came out for me, and I listened to it. I really liked your wordings. I was not really up to going for those people who are advertising, become a millionaire with 3 steps, 3 secrets for becoming, the most successful person. Which might have its own audience and clients, but for me, for sure, if you were talking about those things, I would have paused the video and go for something else. But you spoke about something else. You spoke about the heart. You spoke about inner connection. You spoke about silence. You spoke about confidence that would come from within, and I loved all those things. So I thought, this is someone that I can connect with. This is someone that shares the same values as me. So I continued in BCC, and when I started ECCP, basically I didn't have much experience. I had a few hours of client coaching during BCC and some hours of peer coaching. I was looking forward to attend ECCP because I knew that the 5 intensive days of practicing and observing coaching would be very valuable for me, especially because I never had such an experience before that. I never had a coach or a consultant to really experience that kind of environment. So I knew that it is important for me to experience before I move forward. And yes, I attended ECCP. It was great. It was 5 days of intensive work. 5 days of opportunity to ask questions, because when you read, when you hear, questions come, but when you have the opportunity to ask it right away from the people who are teaching it, from the people who practice it for a few years, I think the way that they share their experience is very valuable. You had maybe, I think maybe 10, 15 years of experience that you brought with you in the session. For Michelle, it was also, the same. Jackie, Danita, and all the other people who were in the group, we were all in different stages of our journey. I think all of those things added to the value that I could get from, those 5 days. So yeah, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing all of that.
Thank you for inviting me again.
Yeah. And Michelle, I know you've been connected with Citade for a long time, and you were answering a lot of those questions before, during, after. So if there's anything you want to highlight or any question you want to ask her, please do.
What I love about what you said, I think, is it's so easily overlooked, like the power of, and it's not just with a live event or an online training, but also with private coaching, right? You said that it wasn't just like the 5 days, it's Sean's 17 years.
Yeah.
Right? It's every client, every consultation call that he's had, every consultation call that I've had, the thousands of hours and people that I've been on the phone with, that all the other coaches, and not just even the ones that are teaching, but the community, right? So everybody in there, like they all have however many years they've been on the planet, all of their experiences that they're bringing in. And I think we forget sometimes that it's like the investment is not just in the 5 days or in the 3 months in a coaching package. It's in the 17 plus years. Right. It's all of that. That's so freaking valuable. And I think even as a coach, sometimes like I forget that, right? Mm-hmm. So I love that you highlighted that and you brought that up. And I really love how hungry you are to really understand, and not just understand for your own knowledge. You care about the experience of the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
And so as recently as yesterday, right, I got a message from you. Listen, I don't know if you'll see this before my client call, but this is what's going on. What's up? And I didn't see it before her client call, but we went back and forth. What ended up happening? Okay, here's some other things to explore. Here's some other questions. And just even the power of having that, right? Of having somebody like that. I had that along my journey. I did that with Sean regularly. I would text him stuff or ask him questions or learn about what he did. And then I would take it and implement it. And that's another thing that I think that people don't really understand the value of, is having that coaching and that mentoring relationship with somebody who's been where you want to go and who has that insight and that wisdom, just that comes with experience. And there are a lot of people who are placed in proximity of that, and they don't take advantage of it. And you have just been so perceptive and keen to say, that's the thing, right? That's the thing. And I'm going to get every single bit of whatever I can out of that. And I love it. I really, really do. And anybody that's watching, that's the thing. It's being in an environment where it's not just about one person. It's not just about Sean. It's not just about me. It's not just about Citade or Chad or anyone else. It's about the collective community and being able to tap into those resources and have access to those things. It's a game changer, especially while you're building your confidence muscles.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I love that you you don't walk around believing that you've like arrived anywhere.
Mhm.
Like you're just in a committed and continual state of evolution, which I love. And I hope at one point in time you do stop and look in the mirror at just how incredibly powerful and transformational and deep you are. And you've been that way since I've known you, even before you came into ECCP. We had a long conversation filled with a ton of questions then too.
Yeah, exactly. My questions for you started before.
That's right. Yeah, which is great. I love it. It reminds me of one of the things that Sean talks about a lot is that the qualities that we used to get maybe fussed at or other people were annoyed with us about or by, or the things that we can actually use now to transform other people's lives. So I love it. It's been one of my favorite things about you this whole journey. And I'm just really excited about the work that you're doing and your commitment to really understanding at just a really deep level what this work is, so that you can be just a masterful transformational coach. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, and that you are for sure, masterful transformational coach.
Yeah.
The concept that you guys are both hitting on is truly one of the most undervalued ingredients in the recipe of success, which is having a community, but tapping into the collective resources and wisdom and experiences of a lot of people that have gone before you.
Yeah.
Way too many of us are trying to do things on our own when other people have the answers, or they have the support, or they have the guidance, or they can help us see in our blind spots. Way too many of us are trying to do this stuff on our own, and it takes a hill that's already at an incline level and multiplies it by 10 and makes it at least 10 times harder when we try to do all this stuff on our own, or we set all the expectations that we set. And your level of curiosity and asking the questions and tapping into all the wisdom of the community is definitely one of the things that has added to your brilliance as a coach. And you also give a lot to the community.
Absolutely.
In just sharing your journey and transparency and answering a lot of the other people's questions that you've asked of others. So thank you, Sitade, so much for being a part of this group, and specifically for jumping on this video and sharing a little bit of your journey with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
So we've been talking a lot about the inner game of coaching, and we believe that the best way to have a really good coaching business is to be a really good coach.
Amen.
And that's why we put a lot of time and energy into our certification programs. We've got this ECCP that Sitade mentioned coming up in a few weeks now, August 2nd through the 6th. So if any of you have questions about it, please let us know. It's a deep, deep dive. And at the other end of this 5-day course, you'll have so many more skills and tools and exercises. But deeper than that, confidence. And the big word that Michelle was talking about is conviction in this work, but your ability to do the work and seeing a bunch of different demonstrations and the 4 different levels of learning. It truly is the scuba diving of transformational coaching. So if you want to check that out, go to coachshaunsmith.com/ECCP. If you have any questions, let us know. You can also go to our website, coachshaunsmith.com/book my call for a free consultation if you want our one-on-one support to help you with any of your personalized questions and find out where you are in your unique journey right now. What we think your next step would be to accomplish whatever goals you have in life or in business. So we're here for that level of support too. All right, everyone, have a great rest of your day. We will be coming to you again with many more videos in the future. So stay tuned.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you then.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.